So in this podcast, we're going to do an explainer. In a few minutes, take one question that people get confused on and answer that. Let's see how efficient we can be.
Unpacking Organizations, the Practitioners Podcast. Sponsored by Orgvue. See tomorrow's business today.
So Shradha, what's our explainer question this time?
My explainer question this time is that what is the difference between org capability, competency, and skills? I think people use it interchangeably all the time. And I would love if we can just help differentiate all these three: org capability, competencies, and skills.
So org capability is something an organization has. An organization is made up of human beings, people like us, but it also has systems, technology, and processes, how things happen. So the capability is a combination of people, systems, and process. And it's organization-wide. Tick, 1 out of 3. Number 2, competencies, which has a very, very bad word. It's a very bad word in HR circles. The competencies include skills. So skills, if you think of a Venn diagram and you have a little circle, skills is included in competencies. But it's how you apply that. So it's the knowledge, the experience of applying the skills. It's also behaviors. So that's attitudes, it's intrinsic motivation and things like that. So competencies are broader than just skills. And skills are the technical ability to do something. I have the skill, I can do my shoelaces. I can use Excel and build models.
And you can shear sheep.
I can, not very well. There's a little joke I heard from an Irish rugby player. His name is Brian O'Driscoll. He was the captain of Ireland, and he said, the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit, and wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. and so with competencies, it's applied. It's wisdom. It's not just the skill, not just the. So anyway, I thought that was a bit of fun. I saw that yesterday.
That's awesome.
So in my mind, skills, very practical, very tangible. Skills are very trainable, as they should be, and a lot of the time. Competencies is applied, and it's the knowledge and the know-how, and then organization-wide capability. So do we get 3 ticks on this?
Yes. I think, can I ask a follow-up question, a quick one on this? And which is about, what do you think about the skills that are technical and the skills that are more power skills and leadership skills?
So, was not expecting that one. That was not rehearsed, ladies and gentlemen, listening to the podcast, which is why we do this. The more senior you go in moving to things like leadership, I think those are learned over time. And yes, if you take leadership, yes, there's charisma and intangible things like that, which is probably developed as well. I think, if you look at Elliot Jacques and his strata, a lot of the skills that you need early on in your career and say, requisite level 1, 2 roles, the more tangible, and that's more the sharing the sheep, right? It's the cognitive processing ability isn't as great. And by the way, it can take years, if not decades, to learn that skill. And to truly master it, not many people can actually master these things. So it's not to belittle it. And, you have the 10,000 hour, like I get better and better and better at the craft. The cognitive processing and ability, and the range of different skills and capabilities that here I am misusing the terminology, but that I need to be to lead, is combining so many different skills, so many different behaviors, so much experience. Um, it's understanding to lead, is also to set strategy, and it's also therefore to understand the mega trends that are happening in an industry or in my area, and to have so that vision into the future. So and to have those insights that maybe others don't, and to ask those critical questions in ways that others can't do. Um, and most of us don't reach those levels of competence, because that's and it's just more complicated. But I think, like all things, can be learned. I think with training, with experience, and probably with mistakes. I would say certain technical skills, it's easy to make mistakes and you can test for it. And whereas some of these, say, leadership, communication, you really have to have really tried and failed and tried again, um, and that's where it's not as tangible, I think. But then
Absolutely.
you have some very young people that just have it in spades, and it's learned, it's innate, it's probably beyond um, my knowledge to fully answer the question, but it was an
I
interesting
didn't
question.
I didn't want to put you on spot, Rupert, but I think it's important differentiation because many a times we just feel that the technical skills, the way that we acquire technical skills is the same way that we acquired these leadership skills. And I think that is a mindfulness or we need to be intentional about it, that it's not the same. We cannot just think about the level of expertise or proficiencies that we can apply to one is easily applied to other. And I think that is another differentiation that I wanted to bring is, and thank you so much for answering that, uh, because it's an important aspect on the ecosystem of organizational capability, skills, and competencies. So perhaps we can now give it a check.
Lovely. Thank you so much.